And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday. It's May 27th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello everybody and welcome on a Thursday. We did get a little rain yesterday at my house. It was very little. Rain is appreciated, and it's cloudy and a little foggy this morning, so drive carefully out there. We are ready to talk about Bates Ford this morning. We've got Paul and Ronnie here, our usual two for a Thursday, to talk about Bates Ford, 1673 West Main in Lebanon, the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat. Paul Tubbs, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And how are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing well. Running a minute maybe behind this morning because both traffic lights were red.
Hey, you missed your traffic light up there. I try to get through it as quick as possible. I always look for your car when I come by to see if you're sitting in line waiting to turn.
I didn't know that. Ronnie Kelly, how are you?
Doing fine. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's
Selling
great.
a lot of cars?
Selling a lot of cars, making a lot of friends.
Well, I hope you're not only making a lot of friends, but a lot of money too.
Well, we're making a little money, but we make a lot of friends. I need some friends in case I don't make enough money. I can go to their house and eat.
Why don't we get Memorial Day out of the way first this morning? You've already told me, I asked you before we went on the air. You'll be open Monday. That is the sales department.
Yes.
You'll be selling cars, but as far as car repair or, I should say maintenance, the other things that do there in the back. And Paul, y'all have a day off, right?
Well, parts and service is closed. Sales will be open. So
Say it that way. Okay.
yeah, parts and service will not be open on Monday, and sales will be there. Ronnie will be there selling cars.
That leaves you at your discretion.
Yeah,
And I'll bet his discretion will be the golf course, but we'll see.
we'll see.
Well, what's going on today?
Oh, doing good. We, like I said, our new car inventory is the worst I've ever seen. Unfortunately,
tell it like it is,
the microchip problem. I mean, we've got, I think, 15. Ronnie and myself sold a good friend of ours a new Expedition yesterday. That was the only Expedition I had on the lot. So I rode by Wilson County taking my son to baseball practice the other day, and they're about as in bad a shape as we are. It's just, it's all the manufacturers. But our used inventory is excellent. We've done a great job of keeping, a lot of vehicles. We traded for a camper and a truck the other day, and we've got some Lincolns. We just bought another extended length Expedition. So we're keeping. We're trying to buy low mile stuff too. We've sold. We had a great past weekend. Sold 9 cars Saturday. Sold I think 8 Monday, 3 or 4 yesterday. So
The need is there then.
yeah, we've been blessed. I mean, Ford's not really giving us a whole lot of information. They're saying July, August that our inventory should try to come back in as far as on the new side, but this is it's dire straits on new vehicles. We actually have 15 new vehicles. If you ride by Bates and the new side's the side that's opposite of Publix, you'll see that side of our lot. I've had a lot of friends go, man, why ain't y'all got any cars? I'm like, we can't get them. So it's not that. It's that Ford's got issues with microchips, just like Chevy, Dodge. It's a nationwide issue, but I think hopefully it'll get fixed. But we're actually becoming a used car super center right now for the time being.
Well, you're still welcoming trades and in anything.
Right. Anything we can come up with. But one thing we like to say, I know all our new car sales, they are down, and we're starting to get customers are calling in wanting new cars, new trucks, and we just had to apologize that we can't get them. But let's bear with us, and hopefully we'll be back in business soon. But I got a lot of repeat customers that's calling and wanting certain stuff. I had a real good customer called in the other day, and he said, I'll be down Saturday, and I want to pick up an Escape. And I told him what all we had, and he said, well, you can find me one. I said, no, sir, I can't find one.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. And right now, with the way the new vehicles are and the microchips, and I know it's on appliances. I've talked to people all throughout the industry. The automobile is only 10% of the market for these, what they call them, conductor chips or microchips. But anyway, it's a COVID shut down the factory, so they didn't make the chips, and then supposedly the one big one, and it was a big story on 60 Minutes where they don't make them in the United States. They're actually made in Japan. But a plant burnt down, so that added to the fuel to the fire. So, I mean, it's everything from cell phones to computers. And it's back ordered on everything, and it's really hit the car business really bad. But with that being said, we have done an excellent job of one, getting vehicles in that we can sell, and two, trying to do what we can do. I got an email yesterday said the big Bronco that we got ordered, which will be the first full-size Bronco, should be at our dealership within the next 10 days.
Well, that's good news.
Right, so we are, and I did get an email that we're getting a Super Duty, and I was in a meeting with Ford last week where they said that they're hoping by July, August that the inventory will start turning loose, and they're going to try to get us back in to where we need to be.
Yeah, all right, well, you will be open Memorial Day for sales, and Ronnie is anything else you got here? One of
Yeah, I do, and I apologize, but I meant to say, and I got on the microchip tangent because of how poor our new car inventory is. But Paul Henry's worked with us for years over there at Bates Ford. Been a great employee. We're having a little retirement thing for him tomorrow, but he's retiring, and we want to say we really appreciate his services at Bates. He's been in parts for years. And, Tony, myself, everybody in the crew, we really appreciate, that's one thing about us. We've got a lot of people that's been there for a lot of years. So when somebody leaves, it's like losing somebody in your family, but we really appreciate his services at Bates Ford.
Well, I'm glad we got to mention that this morning. And just remember, of course, cheapest oil change in town, up to 5 quarts for $24.95. Tires and batteries, you got great buys on those as well.
Right. Come by. Like I said, we do an oil change. We give you a complete inspection, look your whole vehicle over, and come by. We'd love to see you.
All right, and we'd love to see you all again next Thursday. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and Paul and Ronnie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Coleman.
Thank you.
Okay, Bates Ford, 1673 West Main in Lebanon, the dealer to trade for anything you don't eat. We're 11 minutes after the hour, and this is the fourth Thursday of the month when we normally have Fire Chief Chris Dowell. I got a call last night from Mr. Dowell, Chief Dowell, who was not in town, and I won't say otherwise. He's on special assignment. He said he wasn't going to make it today. But he was sending his assistant, Jason Baird. And Jason Baird, Assistant Fire Chief, is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. Thank you for letting me come out today on behalf of Lebanon Fire Department and in the stead of Chris Dow. I hope your sounding audience, when they hear my voice, doesn't go down based on the fact that Chris is not here. But
well, I told Chris last night, I said, you always say our ratings go up a little bit when you're on. They may go down just a little in the morning, but that'll be all right. Well, I think you and I have a lot to talk about. How many years you been with the fire department?
32 years and 5 months.
So were you there before Chris?
We hired at the same time.
Really? Mm-hmm. So as far as the fire department goes, you've grown up together.
We have. We rode on the same engine company for years and went through rookie school together, officer school together. We've been through the whole gauntlet. So it's been a lot of growth. Reed Hunt Majors hired both of us.
Oh, okay.
And so we've seen a lot of growth. We've experienced a lot of highs and some lows and some tough times. But Chris is one of a kind, to say the least. He is an adventure every day.
Well, tell us a little bit about you. Did you grow up here?
I did. My family, I was raised here. My family owns Baird's Custom Fence. So we have been family owned and operated in Lebanon for a long, long time. And my entire family, both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side, is both in Lebanon. So I'm deep rooted here. I love Lebanon. I always have loved Lebanon. Don't want to be anywhere else.
Did you go to Lebanon High School?
I did. Graduated from Lebanon High School.
Yeah.
And almost straight out of high school, straight into the fire department. So
what prompted you to be a fireman? Anything in particular? I mean, is it more than just needing a job?
It wasn't at first. I actually hired on, and I was working at Wilson Farmers Co-op, and a lot of the firefighters back then worked two jobs, obviously. And they were farmers. So a lot of guys I've seen come into the co-op, and one guy asked me, said, "Hey, you ever thought about working at the fire department? We may have an opening." And that's kind of how it turned out. And I didn't jump on it at first, and then I ran into him a second time, and I said, "You know what? I think I might give it a shot." And by far the very best decision I ever made in my life.
What was it like back then? It was a little bit different from now. I think there are probably more regulations, and you're doing more now. You used to just about only fight fires, I think. Now you've got, if there's a traffic accident, if you can beat the the police there, you're even there first and that sort of thing. But what is it more like when you began?
Yes, sir. When we first started, when I first started, we basically just ran fire calls, and that was it. About the early 90s, we started running cardiac calls, some medical. Well, we actually started running car wrecks with injuries first. That's how it got started, and then we progressed, and our department's grown. And as we worked through that, we determined that basically after compiling data, we can get on the scene within 4 minutes and 30 seconds. An average for a year is what our data reflects. So we tried to figure out how could we best serve our constituents with that call period and do something else other than just fire. And so now we're doing the initial patient care before the ambulance gets there. So at times, I mean, our department, every department in Wilson County and every city municipality is struggling honestly right now with the volume of calls and what we're all up against. And so we decided basically the fact of how could we affect the city the most, and it was by running medical calls. And it has been a great success for us. We probably have patient care somewhere between 2 to 10 to 15 minutes sometimes before the ambulance gets on scene, and that's just because they're busy and their call volume also. So we all pitch in, work together, and it's had a very positive effect on the city. And we've saved many, many lives, honestly.
Assistant Fire Chief Jason Baird is here. It's time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
All right, it's now 7:16. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have Exmark, large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. #1 selling brand, bought 2 to 1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of new wrecks out here. One's up against the wall in a tricky spot. The fire department's been dispatched to this crash on Briley Parkway going eastbound, just up from the I-24 interchange. Again, the fire department should be there in just a few minutes on Briley Parkway. Ashland City Highway at Bull Run Road, that's a crash at that intersection. As traffic volume picks up even more out here, we pretty much would expect this time of the morning. Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Check out their other flavors at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Hey, this is Paul from Bates Ford. We got some great things going on. We got the Works vehicle package for $49.95. Also, we'll meet or beat anybody's price on tires. And on the sales ends, if you got anything that you want to turn into cash, whether it's a vehicle, boat, camper, motorcycle, anything you want to turn into cash, bring it to Bates Ford and we'll buy it. If you got a vehicle you want to get rid of, certainly bring it to Bates Ford for a cash offer. That's Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat.
Coleman and Company, welcome here on a Thursday morning. And if you just joined us, Jason Baird, who is our Assistant Fire Chief for the City of Lebanon, is my guest here this morning. Jason, before I get back to you, let me just mention quickly here the Spring Music Series that is going on. This is the third week for that third of 6 events on the First Baptist Church lawn, 227 East Main Street. And today, weather permitting, Michael Vance Trio will be the featured entertainment, and this is for 2 hours. You can bring your lawn chair, blanket, enjoy this free community event, and there'll be a food truck on site too. It is canceled in the event of rain, but as I look at the forecast, we had a little rain, and actually very little at my house last night, but it rained, I guess for an hour or two, but just drizzled. Wasn't much rain to it, but it looks like tomorrow maybe there's going to be more rain than today. So I'm suggesting this will probably be the rain will probably allow this to be done well today. I was asking you during the break here, you said I think you have 4 children. Are they all grown now?
I have 3 adult children, and one of them actually works at the fire department. So that's unique. So it's pretty neat deal.
Okay. Is that like father, like son? It's not a daughter.
It is. It's not. It's a son. My son.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. It is. Honestly, it's very challenging at times. As father, you want to raise your son to be a man, you want him to cut his own path, and sometimes I think he gets awarded by some of the path I've cut. And but he has the fire department's a man's job. You have to grow up quick. You deal with things, see things, and have to adapt, and it's tough on a young man. So I've that aspect I've watched him to make sure he's been okay through the process, and we have a very young workforce across the board. So they are very strong. They get together off duty, spend a lot of time together, and so they have their own kind of outreach group that they get together and keep everybody in good shape. So it's
What's your son's name?
Tyler Baird.
Tyler Baird. Okay. Well, what as assistant chief, we joke about these things sometimes. If you're assistant anything, you do whatever the number one guy wants you to do, a woman, as it may be. But what are some of your duties, and what and I would imagine, knowing Chris, he likes to put people where if they have a certain strength or talent for a particular thing, he's going to try to put you there. What are your strengths, and what do you do for the fire department?
I think the two biggest responsibilities that I have that's very important to me, number one is I manage the budget, which is very challenging at times, especially this day and time. I'm proud to say that we've only made one trip to the city council and asked for some funds out of the general fund balance, and so I'm proud of that fact. We've operated within our budget in a year that's been challenging, but and I manage morale. Morale is very important to me. I want to make sure that our people are happy to come to work, they enjoy their work environment, that their families feel welcome there, and we stress a lot with our men how important family is, and so we, especially with them being so young, that we make sure that they understand that when they take this job, the responsibilities that come with it, because it's not just a job. Honestly, it's a complete lifestyle change. It affects everybody. Your Christmas is normally early the day before, the day after. Thanksgiving's the same way. You miss anniversaries, birthdays, and so managing morale is very important to me. And we have a very, very happy workforce. I tell the mayor and city council members and people within the city, you're crazy if you don't latch into the wave that the fire department's on, because we have a very happy workforce, and I'm proud of that fact.
How many firemen do you? How many comprise 11? Many people comprise the Lebanon Fire Department.
Right now we're at 78, counting part-time administrative staff and things like that. In suppression, we have 22 on each shift. So it's a group that gets challenged every day. We get stretched. Honestly, we have to be creative staffing our equipment now. So with the new budget coming in, that's going to help some if it's approved. The Mayor Bell is going to recommend some new employees for us. That's going to help us tremendously. And so it's a big group, and we've grown tremendously. And but it's a good group. It's a group of professional firefighters.
Well, I'm glad some seasoned veteran like you understands and appreciates the value of being together, working together, this sort of thing. But now, in a case of firemen where you're on for 24, and you're on one day, 24 hours, and then off for 2, and then you're back again. But there's you live there. They're your family for 24 hours in a way. And I have seen this at WEMA and more than I have at the fire department, actually, although I have frequented both places a little bit when I was selling insurance. But there's a lot of time to discuss things. And if you've got some people that are a little bit disgruntled, they can, as that old saying is, one bad apple can destroy the whole bushel or something. And you know that, no doubt.
I do. Yes, I've experienced that. We try to address those issues. We hit everything straightforward. We don't let it lay out there and fester up and do those type things. We're very direct. It's important to us that if we have a problem within our department, we address it individually and not as a whole. We don't paint everybody with the same paintbrush. So everybody, if a policy is to come out, then it's something that has affected the whole department. But if it's an individual, we directly go to that individual and try to see what his problem is. I mean, honestly, in this career, there's a lot of marriage issues, a lot of children issues. There's a lot of everything, honestly. Like this morning, our data reflects between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. If our tones drop, the likelihood of it being a unresponsive individual patient is very high. So like this morning, I said our average response time is around 4 minutes 30 seconds in the city. And so this morning at 5:58, the tones dropped, and within 4 minutes, our people were on the scene and doing CPR this morning. We had a CPR on the east side of town, a CPR on the west side of town this morning. So we've been busy. So it's challenging for these young guys and women and to step up. But we've got a good group. I'm proud to say the foundation that was built by Reed Hunt Majors, that's way back in the 80s and 90s and early 90s, and it's still here today. It was continued by Chief Driver and Henry Preston and all those type things. And we're a fire department that does first contact patient care. We don't transport, so that attracts a certain individual, because when you get into transporting patients and things like that, that takes on a different. It's real easy to get burnout, and it's still easy to get burnout from our aspect. But you get the effect, the outcome of that patient care within that first few minutes of the decision making that you have, and our people are very, very good at that. And we spend a lot of time with Wilson EMA training with them. And I will say, this county, every city municipality, I'm proud to say that we have a fantastic working relationship with every agency. Obviously, I don't have the resources for every emergency we may have. And when I don't, we tap into Wilson EMA, we tap into Mount Juliet Fire, Watertown. We have a lot of resources to be able to tap into, and we're available for them also.
Good.
So
Future look good?
it looks very good, very, very good. I'm going to tell you, the city as a whole, past mayor administrations, past city councils, members, has been very good to the City of Lebanon Fire Department. We ride in the very best equipment that the city can buy. Several years ago, when Chris was chief at that time, we basically sat down, threw the specs down on the table and said, spec a fire engine. And so through the process, our men got to spec a fire engine. And to this day, that's still the spec that we use. And so we're very proud of that. They wear the very best turnout gear we can buy. The city and the city mayors have been very good to us. And, we got a city mayor now. I don't know which leadership style is better, one that's kind of lets you kind of do your thing, and then the other one that has a lot more contact with you.
There's good points on both ways.
There is. And Mayor Bell he has made it very clear that he wants us to operate within our budget. And I respect that. I'm a conservative, and the promises he made during his campaign, he is very adamant that he's going to keep them. So, and Mayor Ash was very good to us too, very good to us. We're very, very blessed at the fire department.
Well, you have an opportunity here. We've got about 3 minutes left, Jason. You have a 3-minute opportunity here to really tell any story on Chris Dowell. We always like to joke and carry on a lot, and Chris is quite a joker, and he's really a very likable fellow. You can't, even if you disagree with me, it's hard to dislike him, tell you the truth. But he is. Has his plans, I'm sure. If he should step aside, would you like to be the fire chief?
Oh, I sure hope so. I love the fire department. And the fire department is a name. The men make the department. The men and women make the fire department. And I love the men and women at Lebanon Fire to my core. And I hope that opportunity comes up. I love working with Chris. And but if he does decide to retire, that I hope I'm given that opportunity to step into that spot. It would be an honor, honestly.
Well, I hope I haven't opened up a can of worms here. I shouldn't this morning. But, I mean, everybody thinks about their future, and at some point they think about retiring. Everybody except me, I guess.
And me. I don't think about retiring either.
Oh, you have a lot of stress and sometimes situations that you have to go through. You mentioned people get burnt out and this sort of thing. You probably have some recreation that you like to do. We got a couple of minutes. Tell us. You had already told me off the air here you're a big UT fan.
I am a big UT fan. Yep, I love everything UT. Now I have spent a lot of time at Vanderbilt too, going to basketball games, and my family, my daughters, my sons, all of them like basketball. So we see a lot of basketball games. And but on my off time, really, I am pretty much married to the fire department, and I'm there 24/7, 365. I have a radio in my bedroom, if that tells you anything. So But I do hunt and fish and things like that, and I enjoy doing that. But I will say in closing probably that the city of Lebanon should be very, very proud of their firefighters, the men and women that are in those stations. They can stop anytime, walk in, they'll show them the fire engine. The COVID restrictions have been lifted pretty much, and so now we're back letting people come to our stations and get in our fire engines, and so we've been very involved.
And Jason, another thing I know you used to do, and I mean, you'll probably pick up again, you used to take the fire engine and show them off at different schools, and that is very impressive to a little youngster.
We just finished, in the last couple weeks of school, we have tons of field days and water days and stuff like that. Pretty much every day this past week, we had a water day scheduled, so we got to go. And for the record, it's just as enjoyable for the firefighters as it is for the kids running in the water. So they enjoy getting to be part of that.
Well, I'm really glad we got to have this conversation this morning, and it does sound like the fire department's in great hands. Jason Baird, thank you so much. Appreciate your visit.
Thank you, sir.
That is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, so please keep it here, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and get $50 off $250 repair offer to owners of Ford and 10-year-old Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicles. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still looking at this crash over here on Briley Parkway eastbound, just up from the I-24 interchange. They finally moved it off the wall there and put it to the right-hand side. Again, that's Briley Parkway going eastbound here at I-24. Lots of radar already out here this morning. You're going to see more and more of that over the next 48 hours. Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Check out all their flavors at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We'll have a mix of sun and clouds here in the mid-state today. Temperatures this afternoon will climb into the upper 80s. Showers and storms look to move in overnight tonight. Some storms could be strong, so stay weather aware. On Friday, rain is in the forecast. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's Look at Your Forecast. I'm meteorologist T.J. Scott.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. It is a Thursday morning, and it's hard to believe all that's happening right here this minute. First of all, we've got Heather Sadler Gallagher, who has made it out to be live in studio this morning to talk about the pavilion. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, fine. We're just getting that selfie done here, and the only light on the air light comes on. So
I'm telling you, it was stressful there for a second.
Well, let's talk about the pavilion, of course, as we always do, located right here in Lebanon at 1409 Medical Center Drive. It's just north of Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And Heather is the marketing director, and you are assistant administrator still?
Interim administrator.
Interim.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not assistant, interim.
That's okay.
I
I'm
don't
head
have
bottle
I
washers when
don't
say.
have my glasses on.
I'm head whatever they need me to be.
Well, you got somebody with you there this morning.
I do. My little girl Sophie's here with me this morning.
I'm graduating today.
Oh, she's graduating today.
She wanted to come and tell everybody she was graduating kindergarten today.
Well, how about that?
I'm telling you.
Have you had a good year?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you've lost a tooth or two since I last saw you too, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
You got a missing tooth there in front. Did it hurt when it got pulled?
No, I pulled it out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
No, it actually fell out.
And one fell out in an apple, right? And
Not in an apple.
she's full of personality this morning, isn't she? So,
Oh, well, what's happening at the pavilion?
well, she really wants this microphone too. There. So everything's going good with us. Once again, we're completely full, which is a good place for us, and maybe not the best if somebody needs us. But, things happen every day, so I tell everybody, if it's something you're thinking about or you're thinking a loved one might need to talk about,
Right.
give us a call.
Well, even if you're full, they are in desperate need. You can point them in the right direction.
I do. I had somebody call this week, and I got them to the right place, and because they needed something, and so You know, I tell everybody I play in the sandbox well with others, especially when it comes to seniors. You know, if a senior needs help, I'm going to make sure I get them to the right place.
Well,
sure.
you have a number of years' experience in this, and no doubt that experience helps.
It does. This gray hair is starting to show.
Oh.
Yes. I don't know if it was hitting 40 or, you know, or this little one over here that did it. But I do have a lot of experience. But it's because it's something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I love seniors. And I love helping them, whether that's from rehab or if we're talking about assisted living, memory care, long-term care. You know, and that can be interchangeable, and people can change levels of care really easily. You know, one fall and you might need more help, and after rehab you might need less help. So we try to. There's a huge spectrum of senior living, so we try to make sure we guide people to the right spot.
Yeah, and having done that, being familiar with it, and it's not you're not a rookie.
I'm not a rookie. You're right. Which feels good because I you know I feel like I'm giving people the right information because I've been around a long time. You know, I talked to a family this week and they needed rehab and that's where they were. That you know in the spectrum they needed some rehab, and we're going to see how it goes. And if they continue to get better, which they are, then possibly step down to assisted living, and then you know. And you know, a lot of people have questions about memory care versus assisted living,
Right.
and just because you have a diagnosis of dementia doesn't mean that you strictly need memory care. The memory care unit is for people who are trying to elope or trying to go into other people's rooms or things like that can disturb others. So, you know, we've got that there if we need it, but just because we have it doesn't mean everybody needs it. So,
Well, another thing you have talked about, and this is kind of changing the subject a little bit, but you've got some pretty grandiose plans.
We do.
Are you working on that much?
Cornerstone Place is going to be our independent living community. That's going to be the first phase is 28 homes on that property, and it goes into different phases. There's a grand plan, but the first plan is 28 homes. So as soon as you turn onto Medical Center Drive, it's going to be on that land right there on the right.
Well, now, are you doing anything yet, or is it still in the planning stages?
We're in the performa and stage, and then also we're in the architecture finalizing all the plans.
Okay.
So
all right.
yeah, we've moved forward. We kind of stalled on it. The pandemic, I think, stalled everything. So that's where we are right now. For sure.
But I mean, there's more to come, and when you're in that situation, it's a little bit different because there's the anticipation and all that is going to be happening then, and then of course the finished product and people moving in and that sort of thing.
Well, it'll make Wilson County have a CCRC, a continuous care retirement community that goes all the way from independent to long-term care. There's only 5 or 6 of those in the whole state of Tennessee. So to say that we're going to have that's it's a pretty big deal.
And something for us to look forward to be talking about in the coming
That's right.
weeks and months.
I'm still going to come see you on Thursday mornings for sure.
Well, before you go, I guess again we say congratulations to your kindergarten graduate here today. Have you had a good year in school?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Can you tell them what you want to be when you grow up?
What do you want to be when you grow up? I'd like to know.
Sophie, tell them.
Oh, she's.
She's going to be shy on us.
You
but
gonna tell us?
She wants to be a police officer. Is what she wants.
Not that much.
And the Marines and the Navy. That's what she wants to be. So
Well,
we've got
there's
3 things.
Plenty of time to decide which one. Then.
That's right. But it'll come before I know it.
Oh, what about Memorial Day? You'll.
Memorial Day, we're not real. We're kind of laying low on Memorial Day. We just we don't have big plans. We did just have a parade that came through for veterans.
Yeah.
So we're just, and even personally, we're just laying low.
All right.
We're staying home and enjoying just some little girls.
All right. Well, we'll hopefully talk with you next Thursday about this.
I'll be back.
All right. Heather Sadler Gallagher, who is the marketing director for the Pavilion Senior Living right here in Lebanon at 1409 Medical Center Drive. We are 21 and a half minutes away from 8 o'clock. And Melanie Mentor with the Lebanon, Wilson County Chamber of Commerce is with us and has brought a guest this morning. And we are ready to go. Melanie, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, we are glad to see you, and it's time to talk about the chamber again, I guess.
It's always time to talk about the chamber and all we have to offer, Coleman.
Well, how you been?
I've been good.
Good,
Been doing well. What about yourself?
Well, fine. Of course, you had to get over the flood of 6 weeks ago, whenever it was, and I guess that I don't know how long that took you, but it wasn't a pleasant assignment. But I'm sure you made the most of it.
It certainly was not a pleasant assignment, but it was something that does happen to the square. We are on a creek, so occasionally every 10 to 11 years, it's suspected that we will see a rise in the flood. So, but I did get out that morning. I was out and about and around town, and even got pulled off over by the sheriff's department because he thought I was going to go through the water that was too high. Oh. So I assured him that I had already been to the chamber and it was under 2 feet of water, and we laughed. And I said, so I feel pretty good that I'm not going to go into the water, but it was very just sad for the merchants that were there.
It's quite devastating.
It's devastating. I mean, the people were in their buildings. They were really upset, and for the right reasons. And, it was just us really being able to go around and talk to them about, how we could help as a chamber, but also just to, make them feel better about things, and let them know that, that this too will pass. It's kind of like the pandemic last year in 2020 and the tornado. And so they've been really, really strong during this time.
Well, that's good, but I think it's extremely nice and courageous, even of you. I mean, you had your own problems there in your own building, but you're out trying to cheer the others up.
We did. But you know what? Yeah, ours compared to theirs, I mean, we didn't have product. Ours could be just it could be easily fixed, and what they had was, multiple merchandise, items, products like everywhere on the floor, and then they were just having to throw things away.
You didn't have inventory that you had paid for that got destroyed by the flood.
And you know what? And so our focus was on the people that had the problems. And, it was also all over town, of course, and then over in Mount Juliet as well. But where, the Big Lots area, over in that area that got flooded. So HR Block, one of our members over there too. So, it was everywhere. It wasn't just the square. So it was amazing. There were heroic people that helped people out of the flood that actually did go through the water, and saved people. And so it was just another time for us here in Wilson County, but it just went to show that everybody pulled together, which is what we're here and all about.
Well, what else do we need to talk about today?
Well, we have lots to talk about. I brought all my papers.
You always have lots.
I know. I brought all my papers today, but I do have a special guest with me today that I would like to introduce to everybody, and a lot of people know him, but his name is Gerard Coggins, and he works with Journeys Distribution Center. He is our new division vice chairperson for our economic development division. So when we had a change of the reins earlier in the year, and Jay Hinesley moved on, Gerard stepped up
rather suddenly.
He did. We had a change of reins, so Jeff Peterson is now our chairman of the board, and he was economic development division director. But I called Gerard. It's one of those calls where they say, "Uh-oh, if Melanie calls you, what's going to happen?" But anyway, Gerard answered, so I'm gonna leave it to him on that. But he's doing a great job, and we have our first meeting today. And so he's going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing as a chamber, and then we'll move on to some other divisions that people might be interested in and things we're going to be doing for the rest of the year.
All right, Gerard, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to Coleman.
I appreciate it. Nice to meet you, sir.
And tell us about what you're doing at the chamber.
So, like Melanie said, I answered the phone. I'm learning that when you answer the phone, something's coming after that. But no, I'm excited. This evening or today at noon, like I said, we're going to have our first committee meeting. We want to get the focus back to the community, back to the companies that have been with us for many years. Not just always, the new, but we want to make sure we make sure we say thank you for all the companies that have been with this wonderful city and county for many years. So
and there are a lot of them.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Quite a few. So that's where our focus is going to try to turn for the rest of the year. And, let's put our heads together. And I think, we have many great programs going on right now with the Chamber. Wilson Works being one of them. And I really do see a lot of working together across the different committees this year. It's really, really exciting, and it's helping out greatly. It's to see the teamwork right now is real special.
Well, tell us a little bit about you.
I got you. Well,
how long have you been in Lebanon?
I'm born and raised here. I'm from Lebanon. Graduated Lebanon High School in '99. Went to Sewanee. Came back home. Worked for Journeys, which is a company of Genesco. So a lot of people know the company Genesco over Journeys.
Yeah, right.
If I tell my young girls that I work for Genesco, they look at me like I'm kind of like, what is that? But I tell them Journeys, they understand where Daddy works.
If you tell somebody like me, Genesco.
Exactly. You know exactly where I come from. So I've been there. I'm the director of operations there. We have been in Lebanon since 2001. A lot of people were right off of 109. A lot of people didn't know we were there because we were kind of hidden behind some trees. So we expanded, removed some trees. Now everyone can see us. So yeah, it's a great time to be with the company. It's a great time to be in Lebanon. So we're doing good.
Okay, with that, it is time for us to take a break. We'll talk more with our representatives from the Chamber of Commerce in a moment. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:47. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota. They have Exmark. Large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. #1 selling brand. Bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Lots of radar already out here this morning. Make sure you slow it down. Traffic's off to a pretty good start at 65 right now through Brentwood, Franklin, coming up through Williamson County. It's a minor wreck over there on 40 East at Charlotte Pike, between Charlotte Pike and Briley Parkway. And traffic's also on the increase through Mount Juliet right now on I-40. Ripley's Aquarium, Sleep with the Sharks, coming up on June 11th. All the details at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy, and qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
I do a lot of thinking while I'm driving. I think about my kids, my grandkids, and my insurance business. When's the last time you thought about having your insurance program reviewed? This is John Bryan with THW Insurance. We're an independent, trusted choice insurance agency representing several top-rated insurance companies like Westfield Insurance Company. Give me a call at 615-443-3849 for a no-obligation review of your current insurance plan. THW Insurance Services, serving Lebanon and Wilson County for decades.
Coleman and Company, we are here for a Thursday morning. Melanie Ventures here with the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, President, CEO. We have Rob Coggins here, and the company that used to be Genesco is what now?
Oh, well, it's still Genesco. It was different. We're one of their many divisions.
Well, all right.
But Journeys, yes, sir.
All right, and what you're telling me during the break here, you know all about shoes,
all about
especially
the shoes.
for younger people.
Yeah, for teenagers.
Teenagers.
Since 1986, Journeys has been in existence, and it's pretty special to say that since 1986 we kind of figured out what a teenager likes, because I don't think they know what they like. So.
And let me just say this, Genesco has always supported our Business and Education Coalition. So they help with our Tennessee Scholars Program with education. But I do want to put a shout out to Jarab, because yesterday we were at Leadership Wilson. And actually, I think it was Journeys that gave out 40,000 socks to Compassionate Hands. So give yourself a plug on that for people that don't really know Jarab. But I think I'm right on that.
We did.
Okay.
It's one of our things. We love to give back to our community. Mm-hmm. And Compassionate Hands, well, the Leadership Wilson team reached out. It was their project this year. And they said, we need socks. I said, I got socks for days. So we were able to really help and donate some socks to a very great cause. So, it's one of the things that we really want to continue to do in this community.
And one more thing here before we turn back to Melanie here. The reason for your being here this morning, not only because of your position with Journeys and all of this, is the Chamber of Commerce. You've accepted a leadership role here that kind of came about with after everything was in place. We had a change.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, with the economic development, our mission is to serve the community and foster an environment that helps prosperity for all of our community, the leaders in this field. And so that's what we really want to get back to and make sure we focus on for the rest of the year. We're going to put our heads together and come up with some great programs, some great things for the community to do, and for us to do to help give back to all of our great members.
Okay, Melanie, what else you got this morning?
Well, we talked a little bit earlier about the small businesses and being on town during the flood. So, our county is made up of great things, and that's why Wilson County is the place to be. So we have the small, unique businesses, but we also have our industry. We have industry coming in. We have industry that have been here for a while. But just for people to know about the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce and what's in it for the industry portion is it's from retail and manufacturing to agriculture, and we guide business leaders working to improve the business climate. We do offer certificates of origin for overseas shipping. So we have a free notary service for our members. So that's important to some of the industry that are here in our community. And then we offer, many ways that you can be involved in the community. And the Economic Development Division is just one of those ways. But we're committed to improving the community. And like Gerard says, we want to make sure that we can give back to our community, and we want to make sure that we can network with other people. I know right now that Adina Chumley is our Wilson Works Executive Director. I know she's met here with you, but she is networking constantly with industries, manufacturing. She's also building councils, IT councils. She's also speaking with other members of the chamber and those that are not members of the chamber to really talk about all the things that we do have to offer. But she's building those councils. She met with construction folks yesterday. So we just want you to know that there is a different level than what we have had before with our economic development and what we're trying to do. Gerard has met with the mayors of the county and the city of Lebanon, and we're really wanting to get out there and wanting our community to be involved in knowing about what is actually happening in our county with industry. So just a kind of a shout out to all those people in town that would like to be a part of something like this, because we really like to get people out and show them and are proud of what our community really is all about.
Well, I think I know, but I'm guessing that small business industry, even anybody just about has a problem with personnel right now. If you're short on personnel, it's not the easiest to find people that want to work right now.
Yeah, most definitely.
Is that a problem for you?
It is. You can just take a stroll down West Main and you'll see all the now hiring signs, sign-on bonuses. Everyone is trying to find a way to help with that staffing needs. Us personally, we could probably hire 60 people right now.
Well, I don't know exactly where the chamber fits in there, other than the publicity and maybe the push that you can kind of give in that way to help any way you can. But that's the old saying about you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink it. As long as the government is flooding us with these unemployment checks and so on, it's been a problem. I mean, I think some states have, and including Tennessee, has addressed this in the right way, but even that, it's going to be July.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That additional ends in July.
And we think, that will be, a big opening for us again. At one point we were 9% unemployment. Then we went down to 5. Then we went down to 3.5 or 3.25. And, now we're up just a little bit from that. So there are people working, but we have more people coming in. And so really our businesses have to get out there and let people know what they are doing. And that's where Dina will come in, and she works with Jake Hammond over at Wilson County Schools, and she works with LSSD just for the eighth graders to understand what we do have to offer in Wilson County and the career choices that they can make, and really educating the parents so that they know, all the different things that we do have to offer in our community. But like Gerard says, I mean, you go up and down the streets, you go up and down Industrial Parkway. I mean, people are having their own, obviously, ways that they're wanting people to come in and their own hiring events. But we will see in the fall that we will be actually having a large event with a lot of different people. And that will be the time for those manufacturing, for those contractors, for those people that are out there that are looking for people and employees to get a chance to learn all about what we have to offer in Wilson County.
All right, what else you got this morning?
Well, just other programs that we are definitely continuing. And I know it was 2020 last year, but we really wanted to get economic development in there today with Gerard as our new leader, as a board of director with the chamber, because we know economic development is important. We will be starting back our Women in the Lead in July, and so that Lunch and Learn is every other month, and it's topics related to health and wellness and finances and balancing home and life, and we actually have some fun too. So we'll paint a few things or go do something a little different, have a night out, but that will be starting back in July, and Vanderbilt Health is a sponsor to that, so we do want to thank them. We also have our nonprofit roundtable, so those that are nonprofit that are not members of the chambers, please join the chamber. We have a lot to offer with our nonprofit program that we have. And then our YP, which is our young professionals, certainly would like for you to be involved in that. I'm not able to go to those meetings. I am not 40 or under. So all I could do is tell you that it's a great group of people. I have been invited in to speak a little bit, but they are the future of what we're doing here in Wilson County. And so their ideas are really what we need to know, even as a chamber and as businesses, business leaders, and who we are hiring and what we're doing and what our expectations are and what they think people really are looking for that generation. So we're really proud of that right now. Of course, we have the Healthcare Roundtable. Wilson Rides just actually came out of that. And on top of that, we have 5 other divisions, including our economic development. And just to throw it out there, that there are just so many ways that you can be involved in your community, whether you're interested in government, whether you're interested in education, whether you're interested in sports, whether you're interested in our new members. At this point, we are at 1,232 members, which is incredible, and it's been that way since 2020. That's because we keep one step ahead of what we're doing at the chamber, and we want to make sure that we are offering our businesses everything that they need.
Well, I'm thinking here as you're talking about all of this, economic development maybe is as much a part of the chamber today, maybe as much or more than it's ever been. It hasn't always been as, I don't think you've pushed that as much in the past, and I'm talking about 15, 20 years ago, before your time, Melody, as maybe we do now. And somebody like you that's right here in the middle of all of this,
yes, sir.
They probably made a good choice.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I hope you think so.
Oh, he's going to do a great job. But, economic development is prominent. I mean, it is where we are. Education will always be in our hearts because a lot of people want to give to education. So we have a great foundation with our 501c3 Business and Education Coalition. Now we've moved to Wilson Works, which is the portion of where we're bridging the gap between education and workforce, and hiring for anyone in Wilson County. We do have a now hiring actually on our website. We are also updating our logo, so people are going to be really excited about that. It should be by the middle of the year, it should be in place. And it is definitely connect, grow, and belong. It has a lot to do with the train, and of course, agriculture is always a big part. But belong to our community, belong to a company, belong to the chamber, and just belong in general. And that's what we're here for at the chamber, and that's what we want to keep talking about. I just have a few dates, and you know what? My time's almost up.
Well, we could talk for sports just a minute. You were telling me you're a big Titans fan and you're a big Predators fan.
Fast pitch girls softball, little girls softball at LGSA here in Lebanon. Yes, sir. The Preds, they have Game 6 tonight. We need everyone to watch. We need to pull this victory.
They have to
out.
win.
They have to win.
Well, I was up late last night. Vanderbilt baseball team was playing, and by the way, they did win. When I went to bed, they were behind at the end of the 8th inning, but they pulled it out in the bottom of the ninth, and
Tennessee lost.
Yeah. Well, okay, sorry.
He just wants look. He just cares if Vanderbilt wins. I'm the graduate of UT, but but that's okay. Coleman and I like each other a lot. And then we have right.
We got 30 seconds.
And then we have MJ. She's a big Florida fan, so it's all good. It's all good. May 28th, Wilson County Young Professionals. I mentioned that. It's this Friday from 8 to 9. Ribbon cutting, Lebanon Family Pharmacy, a new company at 11 a.m. on June 1st. Ribbon cutting open house, Healthy Bones Chiropractic. So they're coming back to life here on the square on June 2nd. June 9th, we have a ribbon cutting, Public Square Marketplace. It's on the east side of the square. June 10th, business after hours. This is very important. Meet and greet, connect. Vista Points, business after hours, 5 to 7 at Cherokee Steakhouse Marina at 450 Cherokee Dock. So that is definitely something that you do not want to miss, because that will be a very, very important I would say networking party. So please join us there. If you are not a member, please call 615-444-5503. We'll get you all the information that you need, because we want you involved in everything that we do. Music on the Square today is from 11 to 1. So we do encourage all to come out across from the courthouse and over in front of First Baptist Church.
Right. Michael Vance Trio.
Michael Vance Trio. Should be a great one today.
Melanie, thanks so much for all your information, for being with us. And to Rob Coggins, I appreciate you and your being here this morning. We wish you well in the Economic Development Committee.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's it for a Thursday. Join us tomorrow. Until then, I wish you a tremendous day.